Today, we'll be having a look at the impressive Panerai Luminor Marina 1950. Introduced to the market in 2012 by Panerai, this has a 1950 case in polished stainless steel and is a brilliant expression of Panerai as a historic brand, as its case is based on the design of the famous 6152. As you can tell, it's a thick watch. This is partly due to the oversized domed sapphire crystal to create the look of the famous bubble-style plexi, as vintage Panerai heavily featured. You can view the 3001 movement through the sapphire crystal caseback, and we'll take a closer look at the caliber later. On the wrist, you can see that the 422 has a big presence with a case diameter of 47mm and a width of 27mm lug to lug, which means there's also a load of strap options to play with. This dial is matte black and is informally called a dirty dial, meaning that the colour of the loom is a vintage patina, giving a beige on black sort of colour scheme. Other vintage details are the engraved text on the dial, the model reference engraved on the case at 6 o'clock, and the gold hands on the dial. The vintage strap also makes the vintage look of the Panerai Luminor Marina complete. The small second subdial is also true to the earlier model. Around 1956, Panerai replaced the watch's Rolex hand-wound movement, which had no seconds hand display and a 36-hour power reserve, with an Angelus caliber that had a small seconds display and an 8-day power reserve. Although this one has a power reserve of 3 days, I think it's sufficient for a hand-wound watch. The 422 has a sandwich dial, meaning there is a disc of non-reactive superluminova material underneath, while the top layer has index cutouts to allow the luminescence to shine through. I'm pretty sure many Panerai owners actually prefer the sandwich dial, both for its style and because it more closely resembles the dials fitted to early Panerai watches. As you can see, the 422 features the iconic Panerai crown guard, which allows you to avoid having to unscrew the crown to wind it, alongside giving further protection of the crown with the robust crescent-shaped guard. Let's take a look at the caliber 3001 through the sapphire crystal caseback. It has a power reserve on the back, showing how much of the 72 hours of power is left in the two mainspring barrels, which preserves the simplicity of the dial. It's a large and robust manual wind movement, indicating hours, minutes, seconds, and the power reserve. It's characterized by its hand-polished beveling finish. This makes the movement even more visually mesmerizing and displays superior watchmaking. I think the Panerai 422 is a great choice for any Panerai owner or enthusiast, as it resembles and preserves the history of the brand, as well as having a very handsome design that is admired by many in the watch community.